In game 3. Struggled a little bit on the back half. Shooters shoot. Joe Mazzulla not changing a thing. Fire away, fellas. Jaylen Brown gets him going early. Then Jayson Tatum, who has struggled in the first 2 games, did not struggle today. Derek White had 17 on the day. These are all falling. Then Brown, the kick out to Tatum. Again, straight on. Knock it down. Celtics up 15 in the first. They're still going. Peyton Pritchard. Boston shot 86% from 3 in the first quarter, trying to 86 the Knicks on their home court early, up 16 after 1. To the second quarter, Knicks down 19 now. Karl Anthony Towns battling with Luke Cornett and comes away holding the hand, which was already wrapped a little bit, and then a little bit later gets the shot to go and the foul, but again, grabbing at that hand after the play, and you see him saying, I broke it. He was asked about that post-game.
Did you get an X-ray or anything?
I'm going to let them tell you that. What happens in this locker room stays in the locker room.
I'll take that as a yes. Yes, I did get an X-ray. We'll see what happens. Under 3 minutes left in the quarter. Tatum again, straightaway 3. Celtics up by 20. Last minute of the half. Jaylen Brown knocked in another one. He had 19. Celtics up by 25 points at the half, and they really never wavered. There was no comeback. There was no rally from the home squad. Peyton Pritchard again. New playoff career high with 23. Celtics by 29. Then the 38-year-old Al Horford defending his position. Here's Jaylen Brown with the reaction to that block.
I got 5 kids. Yeah, Al, I got 5 kids.
Yes, Al does have 5 kids, really. He's productive on and off the floor. And then Brown to Tatum, his 5th 3, 22 points. Celtics a rout of the Knicks at MSG. No late wobbles, no let up for the champs in this one.
We won in the quarters, and we didn't have 11 live ball turnovers. I can't stress to you the importance of not throwing the ball to the other team so they get out in transition. You don't get into the journey for it to be easy. So it's been dark, but in a good way.
Dark? How dark? Like, what's that mean?
I mean, like, you just got to tap into your darkness, and that's it. Like, so we got to do it. That's it.
If you want to be special, if you want to be great, you got to win some games on the road. But more importantly, it's just about responding, right? We want to be perfect. We want to, win every game. But, I'm not perfect, and there's times where, I've needed to play better. I needed to do more. And, that's what comes with being, that guy.
Everything that we need to do has to be done with more intensity, more urgency, more force. Just from that standpoint, like, it's not anything schematically. It's more, do we want it? And tonight, obviously, it wasn't the answer. They're a great team. They have the experience. They're the defending champs. They have all that. I just don't think we want to be in the hole, a 20-point hole each game. It's not going to suit us well.
Boston's poor three-point shooting, very much a talking point through the first 2, but the Celtics knocked down 20 of 43s in Game 3. Back at the end, well, math tells me that's right around 50%. It's also the Celtics' most makes in any playoff game this postseason. In the first 2, Boston made a combined 25 threes on exactly 100 attempts. Again, I got that as 25%, Nicole.
Good math.
From 3. It is who they are. They're going to get a ton of threes up.
It's a Boston 3-party here in the first half.
The team is so talented. Just a matter of time.
It's a completely different Celtic team here.
And this is a team that has kept its foot on the gas pedal.
It was an important game. It was important for us to respond.
You got to beat us 4 times, not twice. First half was fun. Second half was even more fun. So looking forward to Game 4.
Hey, welcome inside our Los Angeles studios. Earlier on Countdown, I'm not sure if y'all caught it, but there was a moment right before we went to break where I asked a quick question. I said, hey, does the winner of Game 3 between the Knicks and the Celtics go on to win the series? And we all sort of said yes. Stephen A., the Celtics won Game 3. Now, do you think the momentum has shifted?
I think the momentum has shifted, but not completely. The Knicks still have a very, very good chance. I don't believe the Knicks can lose Game 4 and win this series, but the Knicks could still possibly win Game 4. They'll need to win Game 4 to have a chance to win this series. I believe if the Boston Celtics take both games in New York, it will seal the Knicks' fate, and the Knicks will lose this series. If the Knicks win Game 4, they can win this series.
Is this the worries of somebody who's just been tormented by the Knicks over years? Or Bob,
he's never really won. It's a combination.
He's never a combination of that, along with the fact that Boston can go cold.
I agree.
That's true. Yeah, and they have gone cold twice. So can they go cold again? Well, look, Malik, I said I thought even before the game that the Celtics were still going to win the championship. So I had belief. I have more belief now. Obviously, they lose that game. Nobody's come back from 3-0. That's a whole different story. But they won, and they won resoundingly, and they started shooting the ball like they have all year. So for me, you're right, Stephen A. Game 4, are you going to be? Are you?
I'll be there.
Okay, so that helps the Celtics, I think. So I feel a little bit better.
How's it going to help them anymore? What helped them today? I wasn't there today.
Well, they'll probably play a little bit better. They'll see you sitting there. You're going to sit close. You can be able to see you. You can be
man, just go, man.
It was the others for the Celtics for me, right? I thought Jaylen Brown, Tatum set the tone in the first half. They played some solid basketball, but Pritchard, Al Horford, Derek White, and Kristaps Porzingis, I thought that was the guys that actually bought it, right? You see Pritchard off the bench, 6th man of the year, the leading scorer in that game for the Celtics. On the flip side of it, how many times, like, if you know you're coming to a fight, how many times do you have to get punched first before you swing back? When are you going to throw the first punch? And that's what I'm thinking and seeing when I'm watching the New York Knicks. How many times are you going to continue to ease into basketball games? Like, the energy is low. And I'm like, dog, y'all at the crib. Like, what's going on?
They gave the Celtics life, and you don't give champions another chance.
Yeah.
And that game 3 was not a game. It wasn't even a game.
And it happened twice. They got big leads, and they were able to come back. Not the same luck in game 3. The other thing to keep an eye on, Karl-Anthony Towns' hand. We're still unsure.
Oh, boy.
Before Stephen A. We need to send it back to you, SportsCenter.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, whose side you on?
I ain't on no side. I just think what you call it. Let me get this. The Celtics win. They crushed the Knicks 115 to 93. They had 71 points at the half, and it really was never threatened after that. They got 6 guys with them. They had Jayson Tatum had 22 and 9 and 7. Al Horford had his best game of the postseason, 15-9. Derek White had 17. Jaylen Brown had 19. But the leading scorer was off the bench with Peyton Pritchard. 8 of 16, 5 of 10, 2 of 2. He had 23 big points off the bench as they used a balanced attack to rout. They was 48% from the field. They was 50% from the three-point line, 20 of 40, 15 of 17 from the free throw line. They did a great job all around, and they win going away. Who did it? Jalen Brunson did have 27 points, but he was 9 of 21. Cat, 5 of 18. He had 21 and 15. Josh Hart had 10. Mikal Bridges had 12. But it was not nearly enough. This game was never really close, Ocho.
And I don't understand. We at home. You got an opportunity. I'm talking about we. The Knicks are at home and have an opportunity. They kind of really put this series away, right? They kind of do. So I think about it. I think about it the past 2 games. You know what? At one point in both games, the goddamn Celtics was up by 20. So I don't know why in my mind the thought, even though they playing in the Garden, that maybe they would be able to hold the Celtics and somewhat keep the game close. But again, the Celtics, man, they just shooting and scoring at will. And then the lead, there it is. Okay, it's back up to 20. So I'm watching the game. I'm like, okay, it's up to 20. Hell, it was at 25 at one point. I'm like, you know, okay, this is the game that the Knicks like to play. They let them get a lead, let them get right, let them get, you know, in arm's reach, and then they come back and they run them on down. It was never able to happen today, and I thought maybe the Knicks would have played a little better. Cat would have been a little bit more efficient. Jalen Brunson did what he could, but defensively, hey, they corralled him, Monk. They contested everything, and they made it very, very difficult for Brunson. I'm not sure how many turnovers he had, but he turned the ball over a few times. That goddamn Peyton Pritchard, boy. Hey.
Now you see why he won 6th man of the year.
But listen, he won 6th man of the year, but he's supposed how many teams in the NBA? 30 teams in the NBA, right? I think he should be starting somewhere else. And not coming off nobody goddamn bench, not playing away, not what I saw tonight. You know, I ain't really paid, you know, brother Pritchard really no mind. I really focus on Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and goddamn Jayson Tatum and what they gonna do. But wasn't Peyton Pritchard today, man? He had 23, 8, he 23 with 8 for 15. He was 5 for 10 from 3. Man, he was nice. He was nice. The Boston guards, they torched Knicks from deep, and shit, it was all over. Especially with the way they would shoot tonight, it was all over.
Yeah, I mean that's what in that look. They didn't shoot the 60. They shot the same amount of threes that they shot in game 2. The difference is they made half of them. And you know, if you turn it into a 3-point game and you're going to shoot, you're going to make 20, 22, 25 threes. It's going to be hard unless the team matched that. You see the Knicks was 5 of 25, 20%. So they plus 45 from the 3-point line on you.
That's crazy.
Where you going to make that up?
I mean, there's
now again, Ocho, I will say this: they got to the free throw line. The Celtics shot 15 free throws. The Knicks shot 35. So you're plus 18 in free throw attempts, but you're only a plus 9 in free throw makes. One team was 15 or 17. The other team was 24 or 35. But this is what we know. The Celtics did a better job of closing out the third quarter. Because what had happened in second quarter, they were not closing out the quarters. And so they have these big leads, Ocho, and now all of a sudden Boston go on a run, and now all of a sudden they've closed the distance on you. Now they got confidence. They start the fourth on a 6-0, 7-0 run. And at one point in time, it was a 20-point lead. They closed out the third on a 11-2 run, and now they go on a 7. Now all of a sudden it's a 5-point game. Now, damn, what happened? That team got confidence. You're kind of reeling because you just had this big lead. You're like, here we go again. But I got to give the Celtics, you have to give the Celtics a lot of credit. They held their composure. They held their pose. The Knicks tried to make a little run. You know, they were at 25. And next thing you know, they cut it to 17. Mazzulla called a timeout. They pushed it right back to 23. So, look, they're the champs for a reason. Big Al Horford, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 or 4 from the 3-point line, 4th all-time in playoff games with 2 blocks and 2+ threes.
They got lucky.
This is what he gives you. This is what he's capable of giving you. This is what you expect for him to give you. Porzingis, he had a couple of blocks. He had 3 blocks, had 19 minutes. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, gave you 5 points. But it was Al Horford today. Cat did not take advantage of him like he did in the first game.
Went away from
with the first game, or maybe the second game. But he had he on the block, and he did a number on Al. And, hey, Al ain't been in the league this long for nothing now. He understands, and he's going back and watching tape and see where Cat got the best of him. He's like, okay, I'm gonna send you to your weakness. I ain't gonna let you play to your strength. But give Al credit, give the Celtics credit, because they came out with a singular focus. That was to dominate this game. They got off to the great start. They had 36 in the first quarter. They got 35 in the second quarter, 71 at the half. And once they got to that, they didn't look back. They were able to relax. They closed out the quarters, and they just knocked down the shots that were open. I don't think they did anything different. They just knocked down shots when they were open. They knocked those shots down, and they were able to close out quarters.
Most definitely. That was it. I mean, hell, once they came out of the half, Boston outscored the Knicks by 16 in the second half. And damn bench outscored the Knicks 42-23. At that point, it's really no answer for the Knicks when they playing that well.
Nope.